Hey there, crazy kids. I am the Good Old Gamer, and I'm also a Secret World newbie. Let's continue. Where we left off before. Not really sure what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. Because we always do something. There we go. Alrighty. You know, we haven't talked to this guy. Sandy Moose Jansen. Looks like he's got some quests lined up, so let's meet him first.
There's nothing like the confines of a cubicle or a packed subway to give a man perspective. I was so caught up in the grind of office politics and the endless hunt for affirmation and money, I didn't realize I was getting sick. Friend, I was no more lithe than those things out there, and a sight less mobile. The disease that grew inside me was as black as theirs. Freedom lies in being bold, said Robert Frost. So, I boldly quit my job and traded my rent-controlled apartment on Christopher Street for a vintage Harley and an old poncho. Found my salvation in the open road, and I haven't looked back since. Traveling the open country, you learn to be prepared for whatever the land throws your way. Faced with the elements, you gain a new appreciation and respect for nature. You come to accept how small and insignificant you truly are. Nature is neither good or evil, just is. But there's nothing natural about the storm that rolled in on Solomon Island, or the fog that followed. There was evil in that fog, whispering to everyone in its path. The townsfolk followed the fog back into the sea, as if possessed. It was Deputy Gardner, Andy, saved my life. He grabbed hold of me when the fog got into my head, tied a rope around us both, kept walking the other way. It was like the whispers didn't get to him. When I finally got my wits back, the fog had rolled back out again to where it is now. We shook hands, and we started looking for survivors and building this fortress.
Well, that's interesting that Andy wasn't affected by the fog like everybody else.
That man saved my life, selflessly, and I love him for it. I'd go to the ends of the world and back for Andy. I don't think I'll ever win him over, though. Living on the razor's edge of society, your eyes open up to the possibility that there's something more to this world. Something most people are too blind or too preoccupied to notice, even if it's right under their noses, and has been all along. I only noticed small things at first. Roads that appeared and disappeared, folks who traveled by way of gates drawn in chalk on brick walls, houses bigger on the inside than on the outside, magic trinkets sold at yard sales, street shamans capable of taking out the cancer inside you. But it wasn't until I found myself face to face with werewolves in New Orleans that I realized there's a secret war going on. After that, I couldn't escape it. I saw signs and sigils everywhere. I met recruiters for the Templars, Illuminati, and the Dragon. They all seemed to think I'd make a useful operative. I tell them I take no sides, and that I'd be little use to them. But the United Against Darkness thing I can get behind. We're all in this together, and we've all got work to do. Andy and Helen, Deputy Gardner, Sheriff Bannerman, they're the reason I stayed behind when I could have just gone. I know the secret roads. I know how to ride out of here. through places the fog can't touch. But folks like them and the rest of the survivors here in Kingsmouth deserve better. I'm not putting you on the spot here, friend. I know you got other places to be, other wars to fight. Which is why it's doubly important I stay behind. There's an honesty and an innocence to these people, and they genuinely know and care about one another. Of course, I can't claim total selflessness. My heart's gone soft for Andy. And even if he'll never feel the same way for me, as long as this heart's beating, I won't let any harm come to him.
Aww.
I've spent the better part of 2 decades on the road, my friend. And I've learned that there's not a loose bolt these hands can't tighten, not a broken transmission they cannot fix. You give me a handful of nails and some wood, and I'll build you a house. When the undead came marching up Main Street just a day or 2 after the fog pulled back, we did our best to prepare for the worst. Andy and me, with the help of the rest of the good folk here, built ourselves something better than a house. We built a castle. It won't hold forever, but as long as we're breathing, as long as we believe in salvation, with or without help from the likes of you, we will walk tall and stand firm.
That's cool. One thing I realized I forgot to do is summon church. Somebody else is doing that quest we already did for Andy. Probably one of the other players we've been seeing around here. Since we were able to talk to him, let's go ahead and see if we can find that other lady that we were trying to talk to in the last video. And see if we can finally talk to her. Maybe the dialogue won't be so glitchy now. Madame Roger, that's her name. I just remembered it for some reason.
Hey. You might have heard some rumors about me. It's not true. Not all of it. I mean, sure, before all this happened, I was an active young woman. You know, I like to play. But that doesn't give anybody the right to badmouth me. Small towns are all the same, filled with small-minded and petty people. So if a married man breaks his vows, I'm to blame, right? Yeah, stands to reason he was bewitched and seduced through no fault of his own. Drum up the auto da fe, burn the witch at the stake. I find it amusing when they talk about me behind my back. More often than not, my most vocal detractors have been among my most frequent visitors. Jealousy and guilt are 2 very powerful incentives to exaggerating someone's promiscuity. I suppose I got lucky when the fog came. I was, tied up in here. I had this uncontrollable urge to walk into the sea, let the waters swallow me. But I was unable to, due to, you know, the plush handcuffs. The mayor wasn't as fortunate, but I suppose I can thank his fetishes for saving my life. In the commotion, he ran out of here, in his boxers, with the key to the handcuffs. Which probably means he's walking around out there somewhere, in his boxers, with the key to the handcuffs. I contemplated biting off my own hands, but then Andy found me, buck naked. Me, not him. He turned red as a tomato, sweet kid. But I didn't want to join the others at the station. I've had enough of that judgmental looks and the whispering. I'll fend for myself, thanks very much. I'm not from Kingsmouth. I moved here about 10 years ago. In retrospect, perhaps not the best decision I've ever made. First, my husband left me. Then I lost my house, my savings. Running away seemed like the best answer at the time. I moved around for a few years. I didn't have any applicable skills, no education. My options were limited. Hello, Kingsmouth, yeah. This town seemed as good a place as any to settle. Plenty of people in need of assurance, so I figured I'd give this fortune-telling business a go. And here I am, surrounded by the living dead, in more ways than one. Some nights exist out of time. They're not part of one season or the next. They don't belong to the living or the dead. Boundaries collapse. Mortals meet with gods, demons, ghosts, all that crap. Sacrifice, purging, divination, summoning. There are certain kinds of crazy you can't get away with on normal nights. Example, apparently it's the one night of the year mortals can make love with supernatural creatures. I know, fingers crossed, right? No, but seriously, if you know any single fawns, obviously I'm kidding. I mean, they don't have to be single.
Well, that's certainly an interesting character. She's also got a investigation mission for us, but we'll be doing that one later. I guess now that we were able to finally talk to her, let's go back to... What's his name? Moose? Is that his name? Nickname? Whatever. Again, I'm trying to avoid most of the zombies. Not because I don't think I can fight them or I would have any trouble fighting them, but just because there are other players around here, and obviously they're fairly new if they're doing the siren quest over there, so... I'll just let them have their zombies. We don't really need them right now.
Namaste.
See if you can't head him off at the northern barricade.
Oh, that's a hard quest. Kind of want to wait on that one.
Zombies are making a mess of that north barricade.
Well, I guess this will be another one of those episodes where we may not get around to doing much. We'll run around town, see if we can find anybody else. Any other survivors that we can, talk to, maybe get a quest from. That was weird. I was running in like slow motion or something there for a minute. If we can't find somebody, another NPC in this episode to get a quest from, we'll just have to take one of the harder missions from one of these other NPCs, Andy or Moose or... Got a pendant. There's a player fighting the zombies. See, this is why I don't want to try and fight these zombies if I don't have to, because I don't want to take them away from the newer characters. They might not even be new players, but if they're building new characters, then they need the experience and stuff, and we're just... we may still be getting experience from these zombies, I don't know, but they're not exactly doing a whole lot for us, so... I don't know if it's really worth us worrying about too much. Let's check out this pendant we got. Nope. It's one of those pendant. It's one of those equipment things that we need glyphs for, and we don't have anything for glyphs, so whatever. I might end up selling them. I don't know. If we don't start getting glyphs pretty soon, I might have to without any choice because my inventory will be too full. I don't know. We'll see. The one thing about looking for NPCs is I don't really know where they are, and that somebody's attacking that big guy again. But we'll wander around. Is Susie in here? Susie's in there! We could go fight Susie again, but there are other players on, so I'll let them have a chance at Susie. We've already done the quest for that diner anyway, so unless there's another quest that takes place in there, it's not going to be a big deal for us to go in there. If the zombies attack me, I'll fight them, but I'm not really going to be going out of my way to. Just kind of wandering around, trying to find survivors. Oh, we got ourselves another hammer we're not going to be using for at least a little while. That's always nice. More money or materials for us. Yay. Maybe we have to go, let's see. Well, that's the mail van there. I don't know, we'll wander around a bit more. I was actually hoping to do a quest in this video, but I was also kind of hoping that Moose would have a normal quest for us, not a hard one, at least to start with. And like I said, I don't think it's that we can't accomplish the hard ones, but from all the research I've read, the more difficult the mission, the less experience and stuff you get as a reward. Again, as a way to not encourage players to power game or whatever. See, these zombies aren't doing much for us, so I don't really have to worry about it too much. Also, I realize that these regular zombies probably respawn pretty quickly. So it's not like if I kill a group of them, the next player to come along won't have a chance to, you know, relatively soon. But I don't want to make them wait if I don't have to. These guys right along the road, though, don't know any different. And we got a chain that I'll look into in a minute. Oh, we could maybe do one of those side quests. I forgot about that. Decaying human hand lies in box near the Mr. Freezy van. Tomb Raider. I don't know. We'll go wander around because I still want to see. There's got to be more Survivor NPCs around, and I'm curious to see if I can find out where they are. I don't really know. Oh, I think there's one over there. That I think that bonfire has. There's one over there, so we'll go check that out. Yep, Norma Creed? This is the lady with the shotgun, I believe.
Well now, I'm not much fit for entertaining, but I reckon you ain't much in the mood for hospitality either, am I right? Oh, I'm not a big talker, eh? I'm used to that from a surly husband and kids more comfortable with kicking a ball around than having a conversation with their ma. Name's Nama Creed. Raised a family up here before this dungeon thick fog came took 'em is my story. Helen sent you over to check on me, I reckon. Now, your concern is wicked kind, but I don't need any pitying. I got my shotgun, I got what's left of my wits. I'll manage. Now, this hullabaloo began after the Lady Margaret came back. My husband Larry, the others, we all thought that they'd gone missing out there, but the sea took 'em. They came back. Whole town could finally breathe again. But then came that fog, like it was following them back to shore. 'Twas right, said they, such birds to slay, that bring the fog and mist. Don't ask me where I got that from. Probably heard it on Oprah. Never got to ask Larry about what happened in those weeks they were gone. Been around gift horses long enough not to look 'em in the mouth. He was back. Thought life would go on the way life goes on, one day at a time. When the fog lifts enough to see the Lady Margaret laid up in the harbor, covered in that red seaweed, I always wonder if he'd still be here if I had.
Well, that was interesting. Did we get another tier on our quest? Lady Margaret was a local fishing boat that had been lost at sea. When it returned to Kingsmouth, everyone in town breathed a sigh of relief. Number Creed's husband had been on board the Lady Margaret. She believes it all started there, out at sea. Investigate the Lady Margaret. Well, we'll have to do that at some point. She's also got a quest for us, looks like. Oh, we don't really get any dialogue with her, though. Like extra dialogue. That's cool. That's weird. Oh, and her quest is hard again. Damn it. Maybe we have to do some side quests to level up or something? I don't know. Maybe we can do that in the next video. Well, I was hoping to at least talk to her some, but she doesn't have any extra dialogues. Alright, well, at least we know where she's at now. Maybe in the next episode we will go after some of the side quests. We'll go around town and see how many side quests we can get done. Depending on how long they are, I don't know. We might only get 2 or 3 per video, but maybe that's a way we can level up enough to make some of those quests drop down to normal instead of hard. And if we can't, then we'll just do them as they're hard. I don't know. Maybe just doing 1 or 2 will level them up enough. we got more money and base materials for crafting later. See, there's a quest right there, Book of Voodoo. So I think we'll work on getting some of those side quests done in the next video. But for this one, I guess we'll just wander around. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. I was hoping to do a quest, but whatever. Oh, it's one of these guys. I thought that was a regular zombie. Kind of surprised me a bit there, not gonna lie. Did some penetration there, so we got all kinds of healing, looks like. I don't really want to know if I can take on that guy yet. He's got a yellow mark, so I'm guessing that's not a good thing for us. We'll have to fight them eventually anyway for various quests we're on. Well, let's get to the safety of either the church or the sheriff's office, and I think we'll go ahead and end this wandering video, and then like I said, in the next video we'll pick up some side missions and work on those for a while. Hopefully they help to level us up a bit. Ooh, I don't know if I want to go over that way. Let's stick to the roads. That doesn't look too good. Blue fires all around. Uh-oh. Looks like a player caught on to that big guy. That's probably not good for him. I'll fight him. Why not? Oh, he's not so bad. We're probably a little higher level than the player that was running away from him, though. It's really nice to be getting all these heals, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to get rid of at least one of them whenever I get the passive abilities that I want to get for extra damage for my weapons and stuff. I like how there's always this one that hides behind the van. Sorry, this was kind of a waste of a video, guys, but we did get to meet one new survivor, so I guess it's not a total waste. I guess I don't mind so much going after these zombies because it's less likely for the newer characters or players or whatever to come out this way, I suppose. Or at least it feels like it. Yeah, we're kind of just wiping the floor with these guys right now. Alright, well, here we are back at the sheriff's office. And I think that'll do it for now. It's a shame that we didn't get any levels, any AP or SP or anything like that, but, you know, we're doing what we can do. Next video, we will, like I said, work on the side missions, I guess. We've got quite a few of them to do that we haven't done already. And they can turn out to be kind of interesting, and hopefully if we do enough of those, we'll level up again, and maybe some of the NPCs' quests will be dropped down to normal, so we get more XP. And if not, you know, after next video, maybe after the next 2 videos, depending on how it goes. If not, then we'll just do one of the NPC quests on hard anyway, and that'll certainly level us up, I'm sure. But anyways, stay tuned for that next time. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. I am the Good Old Gamer, and bye-bye for now.